welcome back to my YouTube channel. So everybody was asking me to make a video on the interview process and question answers and how to make a CV. So here we are. So first thing first, we're gonna talk about how to make a CV and how my CV looked like when I gave the interview. So I'm gonna show you the templates you can use for your CV and from where you can get it and what are the key skills that you can add to your CV, which is definitely gonna catch an eye of the interview recruiter. So this is how my CV looked like. It was pretty simple, but I did have customer service experience, which is a plus for this job. So yeah, so the templates you can download, you can create them on Canva. I did that there too. So in the key skills and characteristics, I added customer service expert, excellent listener, and all this stuff. And these are my activities and interests: reading, dancing, ice skating, martial arts, travel, great food, and all. And yeah, that's it. And I did add, this is not the updated CV, I did add 2 more experiences. You can use this template as well, and if you do add the picture, make sure that you look presentable in the picture as well, like this one. So you can just open Canva and search for CVs, and here you go. You can choose any of the templates from here which you like for your CV. They're all good enough. So this is how my picture looked like when I submitted the application. It's as per the standards. So make sure that your hair are clean and tidy and your hair are around your ears, and you must be smiling with your teeth, and of course formals, a blazer, a skirt which is above knee length. Your hand should be looking like this. Make sure your CV is in the blue background, because otherwise it's a no-no, because they do ask for a blue background blue background picture. So a lot of people ask me if they need any kind of experience or any degree so that they can apply for the job. A lot of people fill Frankfin forms because they think that that is the only way to get into an airline job, but that's not the truth. Well, of course, the experience in customer service is a plus, but that's not the requirement, because I've met people who are freshers straight out of college and they're working for the company. Also, you must be thinking that, oh, they might have any kind of degree which is related to hospitality or hotel management or something like that. It's not the case, because most of the time they are from the opposite field, like IT or engineering. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They do hire freshers and they do hire people who do not have any degree or are just 12th passed. So yeah, so that's the first part of the interview. You have to submit an online application about everything, CV, your picture and everything, on their online website. So let me show you the website. So you gotta search Qatar Airways careers. You go here. These are the openings right now: Abu Dhabi, Morocco, Vietnam. These are the requirements. You should be 21 at least, the arm reach of 2 centimeter, and then you apply from here. So the second process is, for me it was 2021, it was like COVID times, so for me it was a video interview. It was Sonru, I don't know. So yeah, there were some questions in that was automated. I just have to make a video on it and submit it. It wasn't really good, but I don't think so they do that anymore. I'm not sure. So if you're selected in this round, then you're gonna be called for 101 interview. And in that one, for us, the first process was grammar test. It's pretty basic, but I would suggest you, because a lot of people still got rejected in that one. Maybe some of people don't know what subject to verb agreement is and everything. So I would suggest you to read about it. I'll give you a site. You can read about it, practice it, so that you know that you are not gonna fail in the grammar test. So here we go. So you can search Grammarly. It's the site. It's grammarly.com. So you can search grammarly.com subject verb agreement, and here you can learn the basic of what is it and how to make sentences and all, what to use and everything. If you don't know, then you should study this everything, and you can also give the tests if you want. Yeah. So if you're selected in this one, the next round should be introduction round, where they're gonna ask you to speak about yourself for 2 minutes. And for me, they asked me, like, tell us something about yourself which is not written in your CV. So what should be the ideal answer? Somehow whatever you give, whatever answer you give, it's gonna connect to your CV, of course, because that's your life and that's your CV. So what I thought was that I should be replying which is gonna benefit them and which they're looking for in me, so that they can hire me, right? So I replied it like this, that I have 4 years of experience in customer service, and I really like to help people resolving their issues and everything. Even in real life, I like to help people. And whenever I give a suggestion, like, or a solution to someone, and they're happy, and in the end they tell me that, oh, you're a star, I was struggling for a long time but it was not resolved and you did it. So I find real peace, like I find inner peace, I find happiness. So that's the one part. And the other thing is that I love to travel and I want to explore the world. I love to learn different kind of languages, and I want to go try different kind of cuisines. That's my passion for travel. So I thought that why not combine two of these passions to a profession. I know I am good at rhyming though. So I said this, and they were looking at me like, oh, that's actually true. So then that's it, I said this, and then they asked me to smile with my teeth on. And the next thing was to check my arms and elbows, and they asked me if I have any scars or something like that, birthmarks. I had one scar on my knee, I showed them, but it's just minor, it's not visible, so they said it's fine. And the next step was to check my height. You should be reaching to 1-2 centimeter with your arms and on your tiptoes. So that's it. The first one, like 101 interview, it's really short. So make sure you tell them something which they are looking for, right? Which they want to see in you, so that they can hire you. Give them a reason to hire you. And what else? So that's it. It was first, and then they're gonna come back and call you for the next interview. Also, if you don't have customer service experience, you can just say you like to help people, you like to interact with them, you like to know about real life experiences from people, and when you travel you do that, you do solo traveling and all. That's what your answer should be. So this was meet and greet, that's what they call it. And the next interview is PI, personal information round, where they're gonna ask you a lot of questions. So there will be 2 people sitting there in front of you. They'll be looking at you like this. They want to check your confidence, if you can look them in the eye and reply. I know I'm good with rhymings. The first question was, why do I want to be a cabin crew? The reply is the same for that one. So if they ask you a question, why Qatar Airways, you can just say that it's the best airline in the world. You can just Google it. It has won Skytrax awards for 6-7 times, like the world's best airline award. So you can say that I wanted to start my career with the best airline in the world, as it has won these many awards. So I wanted to work with the best. So that's why I'm here. The third question they asked me was, how would you handle yourself in Doha? I didn't really understand the question. So if you don't really understand the question, you can just ask them that I don't understand the question. They will paraphrase it. So for me, they asked the same thing again. I didn't understand it. How would I handle myself in Doha? What do you mean by that? So they changed it. They said, what would be the biggest challenge for you if you are living there? So I replied to that cooking, of course. I don't know how to cook. That's gonna be the biggest problem, that because I don't like to cook and I don't know how to cook. So yeah, that's the problem. And for the other things, it's gonna be fine because I've lived alone before, so I'm gonna handle myself just fine. So the next question that they asked me was, how would you manage time for yourself? So for that, I replied that I've managed time. I've did that for like a long time now, as I'm working for a long time. So, and they also asked me like, how would you manage flexible hours? Like you can work for night, sometimes day, and how would you manage that? So for me, I replied that of course I've always been doing that, because for 1 week my shift was night, for the other week it was day. So I've always been managing that, so it's not a big deal for me. And to manage time for myself, to find time for my personal things, I replied that I was working for like 5 days a week, so I've always been doing my stuff on Saturday, Sunday. So yes, and most of the time, because it was nighttime shift, so I used to do my stuff in the morning with enough sleep as well. Another question is what they asked me was, what would you choose between three things, which is material things, ideas, or people? So for that, I replied people, of course. And I told them that if you would have asked me this question 2 years ago, I would have said ideas. But then I joined theater and I came to know that how important communication is, to express your feelings, how important it is to do that, because theater opened a whole new world to me and I learned a lot of stuff there. So that time I would say ideas, but now I would say people, because you don't know how it can impact on someone's life or even your life, that you share a bond with someone, a connection with someone, that you talk to someone and share your experiences, share your things with someone, and or they do that with you. So yes, I would choose people. So next question which they asked me was if I am an introvert or an extrovert. So I was a complete introvert that time, but I replied that I'm an extrovert. Well, because that's the key feature for this job, and a little bit lie cannot hurt you. So yes, you can do that. If you are an extrovert, that's a great thing, but if you're not, you can just say it, it's fine. Or you can just say you're an ambivert. Yeah, that's fine too. So the next question that they asked me was if I'm a disciplined person or not. So for that, I replied that if you would have asked me that question 2 years ago, I was not a disciplined person at all. I always used to be late for the job, like always late. And then they asked me, why do you think that is the case? I said that because I was careless and I lack discipline, and I was not punctual at all that time. That's why I was always late. I slept late, I woke up late, so hence I went to work late. But after all these years working and working and working, now I've acquired discipline. So I wake up early, I get ready early, and I go to the job on time. And actually, in my last job, I was going to the work 30 minutes early. Well, to be honest, that was because my shuttle used to come early. That's why I was early, but you don't need to tell them the whole truth, right? Next question they asked me was, if you see someone doing something which is not as per the standards and rules and regulations of the company, what would you do? So I said that I would report it to the company or to the management. That's not really me, I wouldn't do that, but I had to say it, and I knew that they would want me to reply like this, that I would report it because someone is not being loyal to the company, so I would report it to the company. For me, as my personality, I would just ignore it, but I said that yes, I would report it to the company. That's the ideal answer that they're looking for. The next question they asked me that when you're in Doha, the lifestyle there is so high, like the women there do a lot of makeup and everything is so professional and everything. How would you adapt to it? So I replied like this, that I've always been in an professional surroundings, so I can manage that. Also, for the makeup, I didn't know how to do makeup that time, so they were looking for the answer to that as well. And I said that for the makeup as well, I would be learning how to do the makeup. They said yes, you should do that. And yes, they asked me this question separately as well, that you're not wearing any makeup, how would you manage yourself in the future, because this job requires makeup, like a good one, and I wasn't wearing any. So I told them that I would be learning it. I would learn to do makeup. After all these questions and all, they're gonna ask you to fill a form. It's a long process, you have to fill all the forms and everything. And yes, that's it. Class. For me, when I went to give the forms, there were some things missing. They asked me to do it again. So one of the recruiter asked me, where in Delhi do I do ice skating? So I told her that it's not my hobby yet. I want to learn it. It's one of my interests. So I would like to do it in the future. So she asked me a question, which was actually right. She said that if you haven't done it ever, how do you know that you like it? So I said that because whenever I see ice skating or even skating, right, I feel this adrenaline rush and I feel this fire that I really want to do it too. So yes, that's why. So this was another recruiter, because the recruiter who was interviewing me, she had to go somewhere for something. So this recruiter, she was asking me stuff like what kind of martial arts you were doing and all. I told it was karate, and it was never like someone is interviewing me. It was like we are just making a conversation, so it was that smooth. It was really good. They even offered me cookies and all. It was fun. When I came out of the interview, I thought that even if I'm selected or not, I just had fun. It was fun, so I liked it. So that's the end of the process. After this, you will be receiving email after 2 days to submit your photographs in half sleeves or something like that, and then they will be continuing the process and all. Also, I would suggest you to be confident and don't be nervous, because that's the key skill that they're looking for, because you have to converse with people on day-to-day life. So you shouldn't be nervous at all. And when you go for the interview with them, right, you should look them in the eye. Never break eye contact. Also, one of the recruiter asked me that I should be doing teeth whitening before joining and all. So that's when I knew that I'm selected, and I told her that yes, I would do it. I didn't really do it later on, but I did cleanse them. so it actually solved the problem. I didn't have to whiten them anymore. And they also told me that you are like a baby, you should learn makeup really before joining. So yes, and they do observe a lot of things when you're talking or anything like that. And they did notice something in me that I have, like I have this habit that whenever I'm thinking, I do this. Like I'm thinking, I'm looking up and I'm thinking. So she asked me, why do you do like this when you're talking? So I said, that's when I'm thinking. And yes, she said, no, you shouldn't do that, you should change that habit. I'm like, yes, I will do it. Do your own research as well on how to interact, how to answer the questions. There are a lot of answers on the Google as well. Be presentable, look presentable, and walk like this, talk like this. Also in this airline, their priority is not the looks and all they're looking for is just a friendly personality and warm and happy personality. That's it. So that's the end of the video. I hope you like it, and if you get selected, do let me know in the comment section. Bye bye, see you in my next vlog.